Hello and welcome back to Interpack TV from the Interpack 2026 here in Düsseldorf. This is where innovation meets industry. And talking about innovation, we have to talk about Heidelberg, of course. And I'm very delighted to welcome Mr. Felix Müller. Felix, you're a member of the Heidelberg Management Packaging team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. Hello, Matthias. Happy to be here and looking forward to your questions.
Of course, they are very interesting topics to debate. At first, of course, we have to ask, because Interpack is not a trade fair that Heidelberg, let's say, has traditionally attended. So what made you decide to participate this year?
I think it's a great fair where we can also learn more about customers, about brands. And this is something where we are not brands, for example, too close to, and we want to learn. In particular, when it comes to our future target to be a system integrator in the industry.
Okay. And talking about this famous return on invest, what are you aiming to achieve with your presence here?
We want to achieve contacts. We want to get in contact with brand owners, with our customers, to talk about projects. Talk about projects where we can bring our knowledge to the table, can learn, but also can help our customers in order to improve their business.
Okay, so for me to understand, so the first step is communication, right? So that you understand the problems of your customer.
This is exactly the point. So we invested a lot of time in finding out what are the pain points of our customers, but also what are the pain points of the brands. And you cannot invent new products without knowing that. So knowing the pain points, just to make an example, we all know that the skill level of our operators is going down and down, and we have to do something over time, like automation. And that is one thing, as an example. That knowledge, that brings us in a situation where we can give new ideas, solutions, products to our customers.
Yeah, but knowing your background, you also bring a lot of knowledge to the table, right? So with Heidelberg in the background, famous company, very famous company, so there's much knowledge at the table already.
There's a lot what we bring to the table, as I said. I mean, we have a lot of knowledge, and we are further expanding that knowledge along the value chain, as we really looking at the whole end-to-end process in our industry.
Okay. I think you mentioned already the goal about being a system integrator, right?
Yes.
So what do you mean when you talk about being that or achieving that, being a system integrator? So we're talking about a whole solution, or what do we talk about?
So first of all, what do we mean with that? I think it's fair to say that we, Heidelberg, are the integrator when it comes to packaging, print production. Yeah. We were the first who started to integrate post-press, press and pre-press along with machines, but also in particular with workflow. That's our DNA, that's where we are coming from. And I think we are bringing here, we are here the world leader. But what we now want to achieve is that we are also expanding upstream and downstream in the whole value chain, our offerings. Upstream towards the substrates, downstreams really to the finished product in the shelves of the retailers. Okay,
but do you think overall that this topic is gaining, let's say, importance in the whole packaging industry to be a system integrator?
The way we see packaging at the moment is that the world, I would say, is changing. In the past, even 5-10 years ago, we were just talking about machines, machine selling with our customers. Now we are talking output. I would say one of the most important KPI is OEE, for example. But you cannot just trigger OEE or improve OEE by looking at one machine. You really have to look at the whole value chain. And so what we say is you have to look at the output, and that means you have to improve, optimize step by step the whole chain.
Okay, okay. But why are the key challenges you currently observe along this packaging print value chain? What are these?
The challenges here, or the pain points are, I mean, there are many. There are various pain points. Take, for example, and I do not dwell definitely on that because there are so many others which can go more into detail. But look at the regulations. Look at, for example, PPWR, something which we hear at each and every corner here. Look at the discussion of sustainability. This is something where you have to talk about the substrate, the printing substrate, the process itself, the consumables you need, and you have to have a full understanding how that all work together.
Right.
But so these are, say, the overarching pain points, I would say. Regulation as well, sustainability, for example.
Okay.
But then you have also single pain points, as I said, skill, efficiency, for example.
Okay, but I think I'm pretty sure what your answer will be, but these challenges can't be no longer solved by isolated solutions, right, or individual suppliers. So we're talking about collaborations.
We talk about collaborations, and thank you for that question, because in the end what we are also focusing on is we cannot do everything on our own. I mean, Heidelberg cannot do everything, so we are partnering. And partnering, we have new partnerships. So what we announce here, what we have already announced, partnership with Metze, with PackSmart, for example, or with Penning. So companies out of complete different areas of our whole industry. So partnering is for us key.
Okay. And for the others too, right? Because they are seeking collaborations as you
Absolutely, it's a bi-directional. It's bi-directional. It's not only we with them, they with us. A very good example here is also Solenis. I mean, they are delivering the barrier coatings. We are applying them to the substrate, and you are getting the best out of two worlds.
Okay, okay. Talking about collaborations, I think you are hosting expert talks with some manufacturers. So what role do these conversations play in this universe?
So as I said at the beginning, we are talking about pain points. It's crucial to understand the pain points. And we are really dwell on these pain points. We are discussing them with experts of the industry. What are the aspects of these pain points? How can you solve these pain points? What can you do to improve them? How relevant are they? And yes, we have 16 sessions, and I think it will be very interesting. So we had a good audience just now when we talked about sustainability, of course, barrier functionality. So I think the audience will like it.
Okay, so we'll try to identify the concrete challenges, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, finding solutions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what we are. That's what we are doing. I dwell a little bit on the issue of barrier coatings because I like it. I have to say I like it a lot. Take for example food and beverage. I mean, these functional coatings are key for grease barriers, and also now, and it starts to replace laminated PE foils through environmental friendly functional coatings. And that is something what we discuss, but that's also something we can also sell to our customers today.
Okay.
Not only the machine, but also the way, the process, how you do that. And even we have the consumable available.
Okay. But do you think we were talking about, let's say, trial and error in kind of way? Because you have to try something?
No.
No.
Definitely not. When you take, for example, again, the barrier coatings, we have really done a lot of testing.
Okay.
And it's not like that we are going out and say, hey, dear customer, just come with us and we are doing a trial. No, we are coming back and say we have solutions. So it's not just a shot in the blue. It is really, we have solutions already, but we want to expand these solutions.
I see, okay.
We want to scale these solutions what we already have. So that is for us extremely important. Because you have to find out, you have a solution, but you don't know whether it works, but you can scale it. And that is exactly what we also intend to do. You never know at the very beginning, even if you have a solution, can you scale it to a wider area.
Okay, okay. But what must happen that we can say that was a successful interpack for Heidelberg, let's say? What do you think? What must happen in the next days?
Honestly, I'm just coming. I made an interesting experience before I came here. All of a sudden, a customer showed up. We tried to approach already since 2 years, and now he was coming up to us because he heard that we are there.
Okay.
He heard what we are doing, and now he wants to discuss with us. Not saying which segment was about liquid packaging, but that is the first sign that we are talking about a successful fair, meaning also, as I said at the beginning, we want to get in discussion, we want to get a feeling what solutions, how can we apply our solutions to the problems of our customers.
Yeah, and of course it's kind of unique because you have this global perspective here in
Absolutely.
Düsseldorf. So from people all around the world, maybe that's important for you too.
We have customers, a lot of customers still, despite we have a great marketing, everything, but we have a lot of customers who are sometimes surprised and do not know what product range Heidelberg can offer. And therefore also this kind of fair helps us to show our customers or the world what Heidelberg can do for them with all our experts which we have on the booth.
Okay, so you're kind of an ambassador, right?
Absolutely, that's true.
Okay. How could the future of packaging industry look like? I mean, that's the kind of question, but let's say if the system integrator approach becomes established. So what could be, let's say, the picture of the packaging industry in 10, 50 years?
I would say that you have, I would say, on the one side, a centralization, a stronger centralization for mass production.
Okay.
But on the other side, that you still have niches for luxury packaging, pharmaceutical packaging. But what I see, the biggest changes, I assume,
yes,
will be in the food and beverage area. That's what I think, because you see substrates which will change, and coming back, I think it will happen. It will now really start to happen. Maybe you prove me in 10 years I'm wrong, but there should be a statement. I think there we will see the biggest changes because substrates will change. I'm not saying replaced, but replaced to a certain, completely replaced, but replaced to a certain extent.
Interesting. I was never thinking about that.
Absolutely. This is what we think will happen under the, say, buzzword paperization, under the buzzword of fiber-based packaging. That's what we believe will happen. And I think it will really also start because of regulations, but I think also because at the moment the conditions under we operate are changing. When you see
dramatically.
Yeah, that's, you know exactly what I'm applying to at the moment. And I think conditions change. And changing conditions, higher cost will drive also a change in the industry.
We will see.
We will see. I mean, I'm not sitting here and say that will happen, but that's my opinion what will happen. I hope, of course, I will be right.
Yeah.
But I'm open to discuss. But I think it will definitely.
And
happen.
I think Heidelberg will be a part of the future, huge part. So.
Definitely, that's a given.
So thank you very much, Felix.
Thank you, Matthias,
for joining us. It was great to have you here.
Yes.
And I wish you a successful Interpack 2026.
Thank you. Likewise, and it was really nice to be here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. And that brings us to the end of today's program. A big thank you. Big thank to our guests for the insights, and of course to you for watching and being part of this little program called Interpack TV. If you'd like to learn more, continue discussion, you can find editorial information on our website and of course LinkedIn Packaging Journal. From all of us here in the studio, have a great evening. See you tomorrow. We'll start again at 10 o'clock, I guess. Thank you very much and bye-bye.